What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake.
Diddy is a mogul in the truest sense of the word. He's managed to make a major impact in the worlds of music, business, and even film.
15,000 units! You made me vouch for Chocolate Daddy 15,000 units! I got 6 fucking kids!
He's been so successful in everything that he's done, it often begs the question, is there anything that Diddy can't do? Yes, and that's ride a motorcycle.
Man, I love riding motorcycles. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, goddamn, I should have wore a helmet.
Anybody that's followed Diddy's career from the early stages will know that his hit-making abilities transcend the world of music and into the realm of physical violence. In fact, as long as Diddy has been making hit records, he's also been bashing people up. Let me give you a quick rundown on P. Diddy's illustrious career of hitting people. He punched the general manager of MCA Records in the face when he was 19.
One day, I come in and I have an argument with the general manager. I shirt off, I punch him in the face.
In '96, he threatened the president of Bad Boy Records with a baseball bat if he wasn't given back the 25% equity that person owned. He also smashed a champagne bottle over Steve Stout's head because Steve didn't remove a scene of him nailed to a cross in the 1999 music video for Hate Me Now with Nas. So in a now famous incident at Club LIV in Miami, Diddy decided to put hands on arguably one of the most famous and successful hip-hop artists of our generation, a hitmaker that's actually got more Billboard slaps than the Beatles, Drizzy Drake. Now prior to this incident, you would have thought that Drizzy and Diddy were the best of friends. Drake brought out Diddy and Mace at a 2013 OVO Fest performance.
Tonight was one of the best nights of my life, man.
He's a great host, but you know, he's a king, you know what I'm saying? Young king.
And the two had even collaborated as early as 2010 on the track Loving You No More from Diddy's Last Train to Paris album. This song led to a music video that featured Drake and Diddy rapping back to back years before Drake would go back to back on Meek Mill in their beef. It also features a scene that shows the real dangers of hanging up your platinum plaques on the wall with stick-on picture hooks. We've all been there. The first cracks in Drake and Diddy's relationship seems to appear in February 2014 when they were both performing together at Club LIV in Miami. During this performance, a seemingly disrespectful but apparently accidental move was made by Drake to snatch the mic from Diddy while he was performing.
Woo! Front row! Did Drake just grab Diddy's mic? Seriously, did he?
You gotta hand it to Drake, he snatched that mic so quickly, Diddy didn't even notice it was gone. Some people have suggested that this incident was actually the spark that led to a much bigger beef around the beat for the song 0 to 100. The melody for this beat was originally put together by instrumentalist and producer Frank Dukes. At this point, Frank had produced some hits for some legendary artists and albums, including Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP2 that went on to win a Grammy, Ghostface Killer's Apollo Kids, and also some not so good albums. Frank actually knew Drake and Boy Wonder from way back, having produced the track Money from his initial mixtape Room for Improvement, where Drake actually shouts out Frank at the top of the track. So story goes, Frank actually sent the beat that he was working on over to Boy Wonder, who was in a studio session with Diddy in Miami at the time. Boy Wonder is of course famous for producing countless hits in the hip-hop scene, including the classic Forever, which featured Drake, Kanye, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. Boy Wonder took Frank's work and pieced it together into a full beat on the spot in the session with Diddy. But after playing that beat to Diddy, Diddy said, nah, the beat wasn't life-changing enough, so he passed and moved on to something else. Story goes that down the line, Diddy decided that he did want the track, and he actually sent it to Drake in order for him to ghostwrite for it, as well as lay on a verse of his own so that he could be featured on the song with Diddy.
What happened to the beat, the 0 to 100? They said that was your record at first. Was there any truth to that? Even there was a clip of you at a club.
Yeah. There was a 0 to 100 was initially a record that was my record.
Now, when you say 0 to 100 was yours, you mean just the beat, or it was the hook and everything?
No, it was the beat, and
You sent Drake the song for him to get on it for you?
No, for him to ghostwrite for me.
Apparently Drake recorded the entire song, sent it to Diddy, but Diddy decided not to use it. So at that point, Drake decides to have the song as a SoundCloud throwaway, and he uploads it on July the 15th. Boy Wonder later said in an interview with Tidal that the whole thing was just one massive misunderstanding.
But that was riddled in controversy with the whole Puffy thing. Like, was that really supposed to be his record? Like, why was that?
I won't get into crazy detail with that, but it was a misunderstanding.
But misunderstanding or not, when Drake throws that song onto SoundCloud, it blows up. The song is huge with fans because it's quite reminiscent of Drake's classic Started From the Bottom. The song was even used as part of an ad campaign with Sprite that featured both Drake and Nas as part of a promotion where they were selling cans of Sprite that featured lyrics from different hip-hop songs. and people say that I'm a culture vulture. It also got used on the soundtrack of NBA 2K16. So that song that Diddy passed on is now booming in the streets, and he's not too happy. Later in that same month, July 2014, Diddy is on stage and he decides to play 0 to 100 along with a pretty salty introduction.
I want to play this next beat, but I want somebody to get this shit on tape. I'm gonna play this next beat. I gave this shit to this nigga stole this shit from me, but at the end of the day, shit is still hard. Play that shit.
Diddy and Drake don't cross paths for months until everything comes to a head at DJ Khaled's 39th birthday party in that same club, Club LIV, where Drake had taken the microphone from Diddy. Khaled's birthday was and always is a star-studded affair, and it looked like a who's who of hip-hop royalty. Busta Rhymes was there wearing a chain that was so big, I'm not sure if he was trying to flex or just make sure that nobody stole his head. Diddy was seen partying with Young Money, Cash Money veteran and no-hit wonder Mac Main. And DJ Khaled performed to a crowd that was seemingly looking in the complete opposite direction, whilst ASAP Ferg whispered to DJ Mustard to reassure him that at least one person knew who he was. For his birthday, Khaled received a birthday cake which was enormous and featured a picture of French Montana at the base, which is unusual because usually French Montana is only seen at DJ Khaled's base when he is deep-throating him in exchange for studio time. Apparently, Diddy tried to confront Drake in the club about him using the 0 to 100 beat, but Drake was having none of it. After that, as Drake was leaving, Diddy made a beeline towards his car. Drake got out the truck to speak to Diddy, and apparently Diddy was heard shouting, "Handle your business and you'll never disrespect me again."
You don't ever disrespect nobody's down with me.
At this point, Diddy hit Drake in the face with a firm slap. In the midst of this crazy scene, a massive melee broke out, and Drake actually got his shoulder dislocated and had to go to hospital that night. There were rumors going around that this fight was actually all over Diddy's girlfriend at the time, Cassie, and Drake flirting with her at the club, but this was later disproven as a rumor that was started by the comedian Lil Duval. Drake, of course, posted a predictably emotional Instagram post a couple of days later. There was a lot of speculation in the aftermath, but ultimately there was no retaliation from Drake, although a couple of months later, CEO of Rap-A-Lot Records and Dollar Store P. Diddy, Jay Prince, decided to get involved.
Puffy, feeling like he can put his hands on my family, open the doors for his family to be touched.
It's funny to go back to this story and see Jay Prince sticking up for Drake just like he did after the whole Pusha T beef kicked off. Drake is like the disrespectful kid that goes around starting fights and tells people that they need to fight his brother. This retaliation by Jay Prince probably would have been helpful had it not come 3 months after the incident itself. Diddy never actually addresses this incident, not until months later in August of 2015 when he appears on The Breakfast Club denying that this thing ever happened and also saying that Drake is actually his favorite rapper.
Honestly, it was a misunderstanding. Honestly, Drake is actually my favorite rapper.
But countless credible people in the industry like Academics, Charlemagne, and Rick Ross's DJ Sam Sneak all corroborate that this went down.
DJ Sam Sneak, he saw Drake get slapped and he said Drake didn't go from 0 to 100. He said Drake went from 0 to tears to the hospital.
Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning. Diddy just slapped Drake. And lo and behold, it turned out that it was true.
I heard it was over the 0 to 100 beat.
Exactly.
The funny thing is, Drake didn't even address this until an entire year after Diddy's Breakfast Club interview. In June 2016, Drake dropped the song 4 p.m. in Calabasas on OVO Sound. This song was actually the 4th installment in Drake's AM/PM series. This series included 9 p.m. in Dallas, 5 a.m. in Toronto, and 6 p.m. in New York. Sometimes I can't tell whether Drake is a musician or a train conductor. If we've learned one thing from this series, it's no matter the city or time zone, we know that Drake is probably in his feelings about something. It's also worth noting that this track, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, was also co-produced by Frank Dukes, who produced that original 0 to 100 beat. Drake doesn't really address any of what happened on this song, but he does make a bunch of cryptic references by using lyrics from Diddy's career. His ha 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 line is a reference to Diddy's Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. He says No Way Out in reference to Diddy's original album. He says take that, which is of course a classic Diddy catchphrase. And the line where he says Drake stop smoking la la, he even uses Diddy's famous can't stop, won't stop line. The story goes that these two have seemingly patched things up at this point, though some doubt was cast on this by an unusual incident that same year where Diddy seemed to pick up Drake's VMA for the video Hotline Bling and tells him to come and collect it from his house.
Hey yo, Drake is stuck in traffic, so I'm gonna take this mo with me all the way back to the crib. Yo, Drake, come get this.
There you have it. That's why Diddy slapped Drake. And if I was Drake, I would just be proud that I joined the ranks of people that Diddy has assaulted over the years. When it comes to physical violence, we all know that Diddy can't stop, won't stop. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I also hope that you enjoyed clocking my brand new Trap Law merchandise, which is dropping in the description below. If you want to go and cop one of those pieces, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again to all of the new patrons that have been supporting me. I've got a few different tiers on my Patreon account where you can get access to private playlists of all the music that I'm listening to, as well as the ability to vote on what video is coming next, and also access to unreleased videos from way before I was actually doing hip-hop stories, if you want a little bit of insight into what I was up to on YouTube before I was Trap Law Ross. If you're interested in seeing some of that stuff, I definitely recommend you check out my Patreon account, which is down in the description as well. As always, if you enjoyed that, make sure that you like and subscribe below. Hit the notification bell so that you can see every time I upload. Big up the notification gang, everybody that's been watching videos as soon as I upload. You guys are legends. Thank you so much for supporting me, and until next time, peace out.